like we mentioned earlier in the cast, 2 sleeps away until New Year's. And of course, this has a lot of people talking about New Year's resolutions.
And the Lloydminster Bobcats, no different from the rest of us. Nair Manisa caught up with a few players, actually, to see what they would like to change for 2015.
So we're talking New Year's resolutions. Of course, this is the time of the year where people are trying to make themselves a little bit better. You know, new year, new start. So Zach Drew, what is your New Year's resolution?
I think I just got to focus academically and continue to keep my grades up and see if I can get into some universities here.
What is the end goal for you, education-wise?
Well, if I can get a scholarship down south, that's obviously number one. But if not, I'd like to get into University of Alberta for medicine.
Medicine. So he wants to become a doctor. What kind of medicine do you want to study?
I'd like to get into cardiology. So that deals with the heart.
Look at that. Brains and brawn. We're with the newest Bobcat, Taylor Allen, and we want to know, new year, new start. Do you do any, New Year's resolutions?
Not really, but sometimes it's, just trying to change little things in my life that might make a little difference.
What would be, give me an idea of what would be a thing that you want to try and change?
Like on the ice, I want to try and score more and bury the puck more than I have.
All right, so can we possibly say maybe in the new year we're hoping to see a hat trick from Taylor Allen?
Yeah, hopefully.
I don't know. I don't really usually make those, but I'd say probably get a couple of speeding tickets. That'd be nice, and I don't know, lose a couple pounds.
All right, so you have a lead foot. Is that what you're saying? Trying to reduce your speeding ticket?
Yeah, the ice is my best friend.
For the Lakeland Rustlers men's volleyball team, their hopes of making the playoffs this year are a very good one. Claire Hanna sat down with head coach Taylor Dyer to discuss how his squad season has panned out thus far.
Taylor Dyer, thank you for joining me today. We haven't talked a lot about last year when I've interviewed you this year so far, and you didn't make playoffs. When you think back, which is it's been a year since then, what kind of comes to mind when you think of last season and how you ended it?
You know what, it was a season of missed opportunities for us, I think. We had some pretty important games, even in the first semester, that looking back on it, I don't think we realized how important those could have been going forward. So we finished in a tie for the last playoff spot. We lost that tiebreak because of some of those first semester matches, and so that was the end for us, and so it was an unfortunate way to finish.
Now when I look at your team this year and when I've talked to you in the past, you have always come back to the fact that you're returning 9 veterans, and for this league, that's unheard of. How has that had an impact so far on your season this year?
That's been huge for us, just having those guys understand what it takes at this level, and now me being in my 3rd year, some of these guys buying into what we're trying to do here, that was super important for us, and it's been big for this first semester.
So when we look at your record thus far, you're 6-6. Do you think that's an accurate reflection of how you've been performing this year?
You know what, I think it's pretty close. I think we won the matches that we needed to win and won the teams that we were better than. And then kind of the 3rd, 4th, 5th spot, that's going to be a battle all season long, and we were able to come away with splits against those teams. I think it's a pretty accurate representation, and now we just need to go ahead and duplicate that in the 2nd semester.
Okay, now one of the key players on your team, when I look at statistics, is Savannah Walking Bear. Out of a total 568 attacks, he's had 198. That's over 1/3 of your attacks. What is he brought to the team this year?
I mean, he's a dominant player at this level, and he continues to do that night in, night out, and he's brought a little bit more leadership this year, and then he leads by example, obviously, on the floor with, he can take over a match at any time.
Any major surprises this year, either from a player or maybe a certain game that really turned your head towards this squad?
I think our patience and our resilience, like being able to win all of the 5-set matches we've been in, we've won, and that's 3 of our 6 wins, so those are obviously pretty important for us. We know what it takes to be successful in those situations, and so I'm pretty excited about that we're able to push when we need to push.
Let's fast forward to February. You've made the playoffs. Who do you want to see first round of playoffs?
You know what, anything can happen at that point, and so it could be a number of teams from the South in that first round, and the South is extremely strong, so honestly it probably doesn't matter who we play in that first round. It's going to be a real tough match, and we look forward to that opportunity.
In our interview with Austin, I asked him who he thinks the better coach is, and he says, well, look at my record. What do you say to your brother?